Hello everyone, welcome to Alchemistry. Hope all of you are doing well. This is my first lecture of atomic structure chapter. This chapter is very important for class 11 students as well as for NEET and JEE aspirants. In this chapter there are many important topics. Among them, J.J. Thomson's atomic model is one of the important topics. J.J. Thomson's atomic model is the first atomic model in which it was considered that atom is a sphere. I shall discuss J.J. Thomson's atomic model in this lecture properly. Also, the limitations will be discussed in this lecture. I want to first give a short description about J.J. Thomson or Joseph John Thomson. J.J. Thomson or Joseph J. Thomson was an English physicist. He was a theoretical physicist and he discovered electron in 1897. He was the first scientist who discovered electron, the first subatomic particle. Before him, it was considered that atom is indivisible. That means atom would not be divided into any kind of smaller particles. It was the atomic theory which was given by John Dalton, and in this theory it was considered that atom is indivisible and atoms could not be divided into any kind of smaller particles. But later the discovery of electron by Joseph John Thomson in 1897 revealed that atoms could also be divided into any kind of subatomic particle. Later the discovery of proton and neutron confirmed this in a more firm way. So Joseph J. Thomson was the first scientist who felt the need to provide an explanation of how the electron remains in an atom. He was an English physicist, a theoretical physicist, and received his Nobel Prize on the work of conduction of electricity through gases. In his atomic theory, Joseph John Thomson assumed that an atom is a sphere. You can see this is an atom, and he considered that atom is a sphere. This sphere is positively charged. In this positively charged sphere, electrons are embedded in some particular positions. You can see all the electrons are negatively charged. So these negatively charged particles are electrons here. So the electrons are embedded in some fixed positions in this positively charged sphere. The total negative charge inside this positively charged sphere is equal to total positive charge present in the sphere. Thus the whole spherical arrangement becomes neutral. Right? So in his consideration or in his atomic model, Joseph J. Thomson or J.J. Thomson assumed that an atom is a sphere of uniform positive charge. Electrons, that means the negatively charged particles, are embedded in some fixed positions inside the sphere. The total positive charge is equal to the total negative charge, making the atom neutral. Right? So this is the atomic model of J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson has compared his atomic model with plum pudding or pudding resin. Inside the plum pudding or pudding resin, you can see the resins are placed just like the electrons in J.J. Thomson's atomic model. In J.J. Thomson's atomic models, the electrons are taking some fixed positions. You can see the electrons are taking some fixed positions here. The positions of electrons are fixed. They are not revolving throughout the atom. Rather, they are taking some fixed positions inside the positively charged sphere, just like the resins, which has placed inside the pudding in some fixed positions. So he compared his atomic model with the plum pudding or pudding resin. Thus, his atomic model is also called pudding resin model. If we cut a watermelon, you can see inside the watermelon, the black seeds are placed inside the red portion. The black seeds have some specific position or fixed positions inside the watermelon. Just like the positions of the black seeds inside the watermelon, in J.J. Thomson's atomic model, the electrons get some fixed positions, just like the positions of black seeds inside the watermelon. So, J.J. Thomson has compared his atomic model with watermelon. That is why J.J. Thomson's atomic model is also called watermelon atomic model. Right? These questions may come in your competitive exam, to which structure J.J. Thomson's atomic models are compared, watermelon or plum pudding. Right? So you should remember this comparison. J.J. Thomson's atomic model could not explain the stability of atoms. According to this model, the electrons were embedded inside a positively charged sphere, but it did not explain how the electrons remained stable there. As the electrons are fixed inside the positively charged sphere, they are not rotating, only they have vibration, only they have rotation about their own axis, but they are not revolving around the nucleus. So, how they are stable, that whole thing is not properly explained. As the positions of electrons and the stability of electrons are not properly explained, so the stability of the atoms are not properly explained by J.J. Thomson atomic model. J.J. Thomson's atomic model fails to explain Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment. So, what is Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment? That I shall discuss in the course of this lecture later. But in short, I shall tell you about the Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment here. Rutherford, in his alpha particle scattering experiment, took radium as a source from where alpha particle comes, and that alpha particle falls on a thin Oram plate. Right? And among 20,000 of the alpha particle, only one alpha particle bounced back to the same direction from where that alpha particle falls on the Oram plate. Maximum alpha particle passes through in a straight way or in a deflected way through the Oram plate. So this is the Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment. From this alpha particle scattering experiment, Rutherford decided to give some postulates. Among the different kind of postulates, he explained that maximum part of an atom is hollow. The whole positive charge of an atom is placed inside a portion of the atom that is called nucleus. That means a concept of nucleus appeared in Rutherford's atomic model. Third, he explained that the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. That means electrons are remaining in the electronic region, right? So these particle scattering experimental inferences could not be explained by J.J. Thomson's atomic model. So this is a drawback of J.J. Thomson's atomic model. J.J. Thomson's atomic model tells us that electrons are fixed in some positions inside the positively charged sphere, but it did not explain the arrangement of electrons. Later, in the alpha particle scattering experiment of Rutherford, we knew that electrons have a specific region to stay inside the atom and it is revolving around the nucleus. That means from Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment, the positions of electrons are properly explained. But J.J. Thomson's atomic model could not explain the arrangement of electrons inside the atom. Thus, the model gave no clear idea about how electrons are distributed inside the atom, though it explains the electric neutrality of the atom by giving explanation that total negative charge becomes equal to the total positive charge of the sphere, but it is not sufficient, right? So it did not explain the arrangement of electrons. It could not explain atomic spectra. So before going to explain this topic, I would like to explain what is spectra. Perhaps you all know what a spectra is. Actually, when a white light falls on a prism and the past light is arranged to fall on a screen, an arrangement of lights, different lights are appeared. This is called spectra. Likewise, when the energy which comes from atom is arranged to fall on a screen, a spectra appears. A spectra appears. Atomic spectra can be absorbed spectra or it can be emitted spectra. The atomic spectra can only be obtained when energy will come from the atom. So some spectra of the atom cannot be explained by J.J. Thomson's atomic model. So J.J. Thomson's atomic model could not explain atomic spectra. It failed to explain why atoms emit or absorb light at specific wavelengths, as there is no concept of revolution or rotation of the electron around the nucleus, which later in Rutherford's atomic model we have understood that how the electrons are rotating around the nucleus, and in Bohr's atomic model we got proper understanding of how electron jumps from one orbit to other. Thus, the formation of atomic spectra was not properly explained by J.J. Thomson's atomic model. No concept of a nucleus. From Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment, it was explained that an atom has two parts. One is nucleus, which basically the inside part or the central part of an atom where neutron and proton resides, right? This is the central part. If this is an atom, this is the center part, and in this center part, proton and neutron remain. This is called nucleus. And all the positive charge, the whole positive charge of an atom is centered inside the nucleus, as all the protons are present inside the nucleus. But when J.J. Thomson gave his atomic model, proton was not discovered. So to explain the electric neutrality of the atom, he explained that the whole positive charge of the atom is distributed throughout the sphere. That means the concept of nucleus is totally absent there. So Thomson assumed positive charge was spread throughout the atom, but later it was discovered that atoms contain a central nucleus, right? So there was no concept of nucleus in J.J. Thomson's atomic model. So these are the limitations of J.J. Thomson's atomic model. I hope in this lecture you have understood properly what is J.J. Thomson's atomic model, what is the postulate, and what are the limitations of J.J. Thomson's atomic model. Still, if you have any doubt, please mention that in my comment box, and I will try to explain your every question. Thank you so much for watching.